people. You already know what time it is. It's the Angry Taz Show. Welcome again to those who are able to join live. And to those who aren't able to join live, you can also see the shows on Twitch. You can go on my Facebook page, on Facebook at Angry Tad or Angry Tad Johnson is my Facebook page. You can also see me on my Instagram, The Angry Tad, or you can also go to my YouTube page at Talking Through Experience 4247 or The Angry Tad Show and look at old shows and the new shows. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, we got an interview getting ready to come up. As you can see, we building, and we got a professional boxer. We were supposed to have him last time, but again, we interviewed the trainer. For those who didn't see that interview, go back and look on my page as I just gave you, and you can see that interview in its entirety, or you can see the clips of that interview. A very interesting interview. Professional boxing trainer, very good insight for those who love the sport of boxing, and those trainers are potential trainers that are trying to get into the sport. But again, we got my man Calvary 40 Cal Harris, boxer right out of the fighting state of Maryland, Baltimore, city of Baltimore, up and coming boxer. We're going to interview him, give you guys some insight, man, on the thinking of a professional boxer, and basically, hopefully, get, like I said, gain some new fans for this young man. Like I said, from what I'm hearing from his trainer and what you guys were able to hear the last time we interviewed him, up and coming boxer, has all the skills and all the tools to be sharp in the sport. So, again, please, if you're not on, please join. Very informative interview coming up at 2 o'clock. But before that, you got me. It's the Angry Tad, and we're in the dog days, ladies and gentlemen. We talked about the Phillies on the last show. For those who were able to see it live from the shop, man, it's potentially, man, this team has the potential to not make the playoffs. Now I'm even going that far. They might not make the playoffs. Again, the hitting is bad. The pitching is atrocious. And now we're in a situation where the front office is fighting with our star player, Bryce Harper. For those who've been living in the closet or haven't heard or don't follow it as much, again, you can come to me and get your sports updates, raw, real, and uncut. But again, Bryce Harper is in battle in a big time feud with the management, in particular John Middleton. And I'm on Bryce's side. Fuck that. I'm on Bryce's side. Because at the end of the day, Middleton, it's your job to get the players in here that we need to get the job done. Now, if Bryce is being a spoiled brat and he has to have his friends and all these guys around to help him succeed, then that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother situation with him. But from the outside looking in, I'm seeing a general manager who has not set this team up to win. He has not set this team up. In fact, he set this team up to fail. For one, you give away a Ranger Suarez to Boston. You just let him walk out the door. And who do you replace him with? You keep Taijuan Walker, who is not on this squad right now. You had to send him away because he was horrible as a pitcher. So that's one mistake you make. You never upgraded the right field position after you got Castellanos out of here, who, by the way, was a wishy-washy player, on again, off again. So, Middleton, this is your fault. This is your fault. You're going to ask the star player to be Superman on night in and night out, and then go get to the playoffs and again play Superman and help catapult this team, but you're not giving them the ingredients around it to win. Last year, the bullpen cost us with Kirkring and his stupidity. The year before, it was the hitting. We had no hitters, no clutch hitters in the lineup. Nobody that knew how to play small ball to make contact. And this has been a glaring problem over and over again that unfortunately is not going away as long as John Middleton is the GM of the Phillies. He's not going away, ladies and gentlemen. So therefore, at this point, like I said, I'll never tell any fan of any team, sports team, especially Philadelphia team, to stop watching or give up unless they're atrocious. Like at one point, I was at that point with the Sixers. They want me back. But at some point, we got to start looking at it on realistic terms. And realistically, this team just not going to get it done. I don't care what you do. You should have the same cast of characters, the same what they call unit, or the same type of players that have shown us time and time again that they cannot get the job done. They cannot get the job done. And it's embarrassing. It's sad. It's sad. And also there's a brewing problem coming now too, because the manager Don Mattingly, who by the way, son is up in the front office as a GM or assistant GM, what have you, he's in a tough spot. Because now he's, if you could read between the lines, and like I said, you've been able to see the interviews uh, from Don Mattingly as recent as yesterday. He pretty much telling Bryce Harper, shut the fuck up and play. Shut up, do your job, get out there and perform, and don't worry about what the front office is doing. When he hit him with all these, Bryce doesn't know the intricacies, and it's always bad for the player to get involved in front office business. Like that type of talk is pretty much him saying in a nice way, which probably behind the scenes he's probably telling him, because Madeline has the cachet to do it. I'm sorry, he's a winner. He's a Hall of Famer, which he's probably telling Bryce, shut the fuck up and play ball. Which I can agree with the manager saying that, but from a front office standpoint, you cannot feud with your players, especially one who you're paying an enormous amount of money to perform and possibly try to bring a championship to your baseball team. You cannot feud with him, and one calling him saying he's not the same player he was, which is crazy. You just devalue his trade value right there. And two, then now you're basically poo-pooing what he's asking for. He's asking for help. Now, if you can do a counter thing, if this is true about Bryce, you can also say if Middleton was a smart GM, I would put him on the spot. Well, yeah, we will make a move if we can get rid of some of your butt buddies. If we can get rid of the band of thieves and the good old boy network, then we can bring you some talent outside and some guys in here that's going to bring the spark, that's going to bring the fire back to Phillies baseball. Said it once, said it before, and it's not being on no colorism, racism, or none of that shit. But we need some brothers on the team. And I'm not, the Spanish players don't count. We need some brothers. We need a Jimmy Rollins type of guy on this team. Yeah, with the melanin color. I said it. I don't give a damn. I said it. Like I said, it's raw and real. It's no disrespect to nobody. But it's real. It is what it is. That's just like if a motherfucker came to me and told me, listen, which has been said, the Sixers need some white shooters, some white boys that can shoot. Excuse me, not white shooters, but white boys that can shoot. Am I going to disagree? Fuck no. I'm going to agree because that's the truth. You need guys that could put the ball in the ocean. And they just so happen to be white. That can shoot. Not saying brothers can't shoot, because brothers can shoot the ball. We see Steph Curry and the rest of them. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. But again, ladies and gentlemen, drop your like, shares, drop your like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube. Drop your comments in the comment section. And also don't forget, we're also going to have fan participation on here because we're all about the fans and all about, I'm a fan myself, so I love going back and forth with other fans and, fans that think like me, and have good sports talk banner because that's what this show is all about. It's about the people and for the people. And we're going to continue to do it. You know what I mean? Again, giving you your voice just like I want my voice. And we just so happen to have this internet shit to do it, so why not? Let's get it in. But again, like I said, drop your emails on my page in my inbox, Angry Ted Johnson on Facebook, or feel free to drop your emails on the Instagram, or however you can get in contact with me if you would like to participate in the show, and we can have a healthy sports debate if you like another team, or we could agree to disagree about the direction of our sports teams here. Whatever way you like to have it, but we love the fan participation. We encourage it, and we also encourage you to like, share, and subscribe on your YouTube channel. On our YouTube channel. But again, like I said, man, I'm sure that at this point Bryce is at a crossroads with the team. Because again, like I said, this is the last year, no matter how you slice it or dice it, for this group of players to be on the same team. It's the last year. And what I'm seeing right now, we're headed back to the same type of mentality and type of baseball we were playing early in the season when we were losing 15 straight games and shit like that. We talking about catching the Dodgers, shit, we might not be able to catch the Braves. The Braves are outclassing us, and it's crazy how that organization continues to build, continues to have success, continues to rack up the divisional wins, divisional titles, and meanwhile the Phillies can't get out of their own fucking way. We've been a consistent wild card team every year, except for last year when we won the division, and we thought that would do something with the rest and all that, and it ended up being to our detriment. We ended up losing to the Dodgers. But again, it's like I said, it comes from the top to the bottom. And at the top, Middleton has to get his head out of his ass, like I said before on previous shows, and he has to make some moves. And the deadline is coming, and it's time to do it. If he sits pat, if he stands pat, then this team will not go anywhere. Matter of fact, I'm predicting if he stands pat and doesn't make a major, and I'm not talking about minor moves, not some random bullpen arm that you found off the scrap heap. I'm talking about a major move to shake this roster up. Either, making Trey Turner waive his trade, no trade calls, and getting him out of here, and making Sosa the full-time shortstop or second baseman, or trading Bone, getting something for him, and making Sosa the full-time third baseman, or getting Screwball from Detroit. But something has to be done. And I agree with Bryce Harper there. Something has to be done. We already changed managers. That shit didn't work. And if you can't learn nothing from Donnie Baseball, I can't. There's nothing you can say. Like that, you either got to want it or you don't. And from what I'm seeing, that Marlins sweep is fucking sad. It's an embarrassment. But again, ladies and gentlemen, coming up soon, we got the interview with, like I said, boxing trainer Anthony Key and his boxer 40 Cal, Cavalry 40 Cal Harris. And again, like I said, man, boxing is definitely a tough sport. And it's something that you can't play. We talk about it all the time. You can't play boxing. You can play baseball, you can play basketball, but you can't play boxing. You know what I'm saying? And it's something to be taken serious. It's a dangerous sport, as they say. You can leave with all types of injuries throughout your career. You know what I mean? But again, I have nothing but mad respect for anybody who's willing to step between those ropes and put those gloves on, and get in there and mix it up. Because there's no such thing as not getting hit. I'm sorry. Whether you block them with your arms, that shit hurts. It looked like it hurt. I ain't never been in a professional ring. Did some shit back in the day when we used to have the Diamond Street sports. Everybody we had our own basketball teams. Shouts to Keith and Kevin and all the old heads from back in the day. Fat James, Antoine, all the Shepherds, all them. We had it going on back then. And we had our little boxing tournaments. They would set up. We would do the little fake press conferences and all that. That was when the Sugar Ray Leonard gloves was out. I'm sure, all my OGs out there, they remember them. But again, like I said, and even then, trying to taking some of those hits to the head, man, that shit was serious business. But that's why I say I have mad respect for anybody, any boxer. I don't care what your record is. I don't care what how the media portrays you, as far as how you look in the ring, whatever. I have mad respect for those cats, man. It's a real deal game. I've been to one professional fight in my life. Just so happened to be the Philadelphia's own. Shout out to Danny, DSG doing big things. Shout outs to them. I went to the Danny Zab Judah. Shout outs to Zab, another great fighter out of Brooklyn. And that was a good fight, man. Great atmosphere, live atmosphere, man. It's always like it's entertaining, man. It's real live. You know what I mean? I had a great time. We went up there, a couple of my friends and myself. And like I said, seeing it up close, live, and personal, and being able to hear, the thud coming off them the gloves hitting human skin. It's nothing, man. It's nothing to be played with, bro. I see why a lot of those boxers, when they get hit or they get cut and stuff like that. It's like rawhide to the like taking a what do they call it? Those things you use, those barbershop things the guys use the barbershop shape sharpen their razors. It's like getting hit in the face with that constantly. You know what I mean? So again, like I said, shout outs to all the great boxers out there, especially ones from Philly. And there he is, the man, the man, the man. Shout outs to you, man. Welcome to the show. I appreciate you for joining. My man Calvary, 40 Cal Harris. If you don't mind, say something to the people real quick, brother. Let them know where you fighting out of, man.
I'm fighting out of York, PA, by the way of Baltimore, Maryland.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff, man. Like I said, I appreciate you joining me, man. Taking time out of your busy schedule, man. And again, mad respect for what you're doing. And I'm gonna get right into this first question, bro. And who got you interested in boxing?
Um, just growing up in Baltimore, I was fighting a lot, and you want to perfect your craft for real. So, my uncle, he was a police officer for real, but he was the police chief, and he used to run like the power center. So I used to go up to the power center for real, and we used to put on the boxing gloves when I was like, I think I was like 6 when I started doing it. I used to put on the boxing gloves and fight all the older kids in there. And then I got my mother took me to the gym when I turned 7. So
Okay.
yeah,
Cool, man. Cool, man. And that's what's up, man. And also for my second question, man, it's kind of crazy you said that. In your opinion, what's harder to do, man? Training for the fight or the actual fight itself?
training for the fight. It's not
Yo,
really. It's not. What's up, cool? It's not really hard training for the fight. It's the eating. Like, I mean, I eat whatever I want, but it's like you can just got dummy it down so you can't eat like how you really want to eat. But I mean, the fight really easy. Once I get in the ring, I lock in. Yeah,
No doubt, no doubt. And what would you say? And it's crazy you say you lock in, man. And as far as the training, it lead me right into my next question for you. How important is a fighter's conditioning for the fight, man? How important is that? Because you said something about eating, and that leads me right into how you diet and nutrition. So, how do you feel about conditioning?
it's very important. If you don't got good condition, you might as well just I don't know. I think it's very important, especially the type of fighter I am, because I'm a pressure fighter. I like to come forward. I like to use my angles, but uh, stand at all is like is important because once you get tired, it's just you like a punching bag for real. You don't want to be no punching bag in that ring, so you better keep your conditioning up. And it feel way worse getting hit when you tired than when you fresh.
Got you, bro. Got you. And also, I wanted to ask you, man, where did the name 40 cal come from? Because as an ex-military man myself, bro, when you pull out the 40 cal, you pulling out the big guns, baby. And I
Yeah,
from how you speaking, man, I know you pull out the 40 cal and big guns. So where did that
yeah.
name come from, brother?
So it came from my mother. Well, my father gave it to me, but my mother, she carried around a 40. So and when I got in my first fight, I bust the boy eye socket, and so they was like, "Yo, you must be hitting hard as crap." So they was like, "Yo, you hitting like a 40," and then so that's how I got my name for real.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah,
Hey man, I'm glad. Hey, listen, I'm glad you turned the life around, bro. Now we need them. We need you doing them things,
yeah,
ring, bro, and getting
yeah. Facts.
paid professionally and taking care of your family. But again, hey man, 40. I wanted to ask you, bro, and being as though you from Baltimore, man, and everybody knows the obvious, but what were some of those Baltimore fighters that you looked up to, man, or that you tried to kind of like tailor or take some of their fighting style from to kind of adapt to yours?
Tank for sure. It's not no a lot of. Well, we got. I had Malik Hawkins. Malik Hawkins was a good fighter. Um, Lorenzo Simpson. They was the ones that like really paved the way for the Baltimore fighters for real.
No doubt, no doubt. And as far as my man Anthony Key, man, up and coming boxing trainer, um, where did you guys first meet, man? And how big would you say the chemistry between y'all helps you in the ring? Because I know you just had two professional fights, 2-0 by the way. But yeah, how would you say you guys' chemistry helped you in those last two fights to get the W?
Was that for me or for coach?
Coach.
Oh, for me?
Yes. Sorry
Oh,
about that.
okay. I mean, when I first met Calvary through a mutual trainer, being in the game as long as I have been and at the level I've been at, I started to see some things about him, like the grit, the toughness, stuff that you can't really teach. You got to have that dog in you, and I saw that in him, so to get the relationship and being that and going back to his mom, we're a family, we're cousins. So that put a little different dynamic on him. So that's why I poured more into him because I knew he has what it takes, to become a world champion. But we had, there was a lot of like distractions and things that go on, but this goes on in a game. But he always stayed around me though. He never like said, "Okay, coach, I'll see you later." He kept me in the picture, so I let him, formulate, his own opinion on training and stuff. So then when we got together, it became a trust thing. You have to trust your trainer just as well. I got to trust the fighter. And we built that trust over time, not just through boxing, but through life. We do things together outside the ring that deals with life. So it's more like Calgary's like I'm like a big brother. I don't try to be his dad. He got a dad. He got a good dad. Comes from a good stock, and I see the things in him. I call an old soul. You
Yeah.
don't have that. You don't have that today in these fighters. They worry too much about the money for touching M's, like I would say. But he works hard in the gym, and that's how I am. And we're about IQ, boxing IQ, old school stuff. So we don't do the usual things. Like you won't see us in there doing this fancy pad work and trying to look cute. We go to work. You know what I mean? So he understands what I'm teaching him. And I believe with him, the trust factor started to mesh. So he trusts me. And that's very important. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And that's how the chemistry came. And the chemistry is still continued. Because, we're early on. But I have to say, he named a lot of fighters, but he's better than all these fighters. And he doesn't have that amateur background, but he has that something. And because I've taken him around to world champion fighters, and
Mm.
he push him, and then you got top trainers, they talk about him, highly, but so that's how our chemistry came about.
I'm glad you said that because that's gonna lead me right to my next question for you, 40 Cal. Um, he said he just he's taking you around to various spots. In your opinion, man, what was one of the toughest gyms that you've been in, and how did that experience help you in your two professional fights so far?
Uh, uh, I must say, to be truthful, I don't think none of the gyms was tough because I love the atmosphere that the gyms be bringing. But of course, Bozy, you got all the stars and looking at you and stuff like that. But I listen, like that really put fuel to the fire when they talk on the side or say I'm not like that or talk their stuff. Like it could just give me more motivation and to show them like I'm really like that too. So, I mean, I don't got the experience like them and all that, but when I'm in there, you gonna feel that I'm in there for sure.
Now I gotta ask you another question, and this isn't boxing related, but I think it's very important. Outside of boxing, what are some of the hobbies that you have that you could kind of like take into the sport with you? Something other than the sport of boxing, whether it be
Um,
chess, playing chess, hype, anything.
nah. I hoop. I'm fast. Um, I ran track in high school. Uh,
Excellent.
I don't really do nothing. I hoop and I ran track, so I'm fast. But when I'm not in the gym, I'm in the house and playing a game. Like it ain't nothing outside but trouble. And like I don't be trying to get in no trouble.
My
My brother locked up right now for that, so I just be
Uh,
chilling.
my guy. And this is my last question, man. Like I said, I appreciate you, man, for joining us. It's not more so a question; it's just the opportunity for you to promote your upcoming fight because I know you got something coming up, man. Let the people know what's going down so we can come out and support you, bruh, and give you, you know what I mean, give you that extra fan boost so you can go in there and do your thing like you always
Yeah.
do.
My next fight September 26th. Pop out, come support. Y'all don't want to miss this. I promise. Every time I step in the ring, I give an action packed fight and non-stop pressure, and you know, and it's gonna be a movie for sure.
I appreciate you.
3-0, 3 knockouts coming soon.
Oh man, there you go. I
yeah,
appreciate you, Freddie Kyle. Shout out to Baltimore, York, PA. Man, this guy right here, look out for him.
For
Calvary,
sure.
40 Cal Harris, throwing the big guns in there. You already know. 40 cows. You know the damage they do.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
for
Anthony
sure.
P, Big Sarge, as I call you. I appreciate your time, man. Thank you. You and your family.
Anytime, anytime. Yeah.
I'll be up there to support the 26, baby. I
For
got
sure.
you.
Appreciate you.
Love. I appreciate y'all,
Definitely
man.
that.
Peace and blessings. And as I always
Hey,
say with the Angry Taz Show, show
Yes,
love
sir.
to somebody that show love to you. Holla at your boy. One.
I won. Yep.
One.
Peace out.